Good day, sports fans, and welcome to Tibay at Tatag. Mas pinalakas na Pilipinas sa 33rd Southeast Asian Games. Updates, of course, powered by Arena Plus Sportsbook and brought to you by Signal TV, official broadcaster of Thailand 2025. I'm Boom Gonzalez, reunited with Cheska Litton-Calao. Hello.
Hi, Boom. Good afternoon. And it's another exciting day for Team Philippines that went by with a few gold medals added into the bag. Konti lang naman. But there's a lot more to look forward to, for sure.
Definitely. The Filipino athletes are still in pursuit of the golds, silvers, bronzes, and of course, we are here to give you the updates every step of the way.
And to do that, we'll be doing quick recaps of Team Philippines' best moments at the games, together with our correspondents in Thailand.
Favorite ko yan when we get to talk to them, the guys who are there in the thick of the action. But before all of that, though, we have to take a look at the medal tally as the Philippines tries to get closer to its target of 60 gold medals. Host nation, as expected, Thailand is at a top spot as of 11:30 a.m. with 66 golds, 43 silvers, 28 bronzes for a total of 137. They are followed by Vietnam with 24 golds, 17 silvers, and 43 bronzes for a total of 84 medals.
At the third spot is Indonesia with 20 golds, 28 silvers, and 24 bronzes with a total of 72 medals. And at fourth place is Singapore with 15 gold medals, 16 silvers, and 18 bronzes.
Okay, we moved back up to the fifth spot. Last night, nasa sixth tayo. This morning, fifth spot, 11 golds, 16 silvers, 35 bronzes, though the country slipped slightly yesterday. The Filipino athletes continue to hold the line for the nation in the medal tally. That's why we did a little better as we all woke up today on day number 4. And speaking of minutes prior to me and Cheska going on the air, we were all celebrating here in the studio.
A lot
because
of action.
a lot of action. But the one that mattered, of course, is our Pilipinas women's team, our Gilas Filipinas women's team, started their 5-on-5 campaign with a win, 76-67. I caught the game. We all caught the game midway through the fourth quarter, and we were down by 8, if I'm not mistaken, or 6. My eyes were deceiving me with the scores, but we countered with a 9-3 run.
Yeah, with 55 seconds
Yes.
left, you were checking the scores.
Yes.
Like, ano na nangyayari?
I'm so happy, and we also limited Malaysia to only 7 points in that fourth quarter, so we start off with a win. So we're all smiles here in the studio. So congratulations to the Gilas Filipinas women's team. All right, a lot to look forward to, especially after the successes of Team Pilipinas yesterday. And it comes from all sports, across the board, mainstream man yan, or kahit yung mga under the radar.
And to know more about what's in store for us, we have our correspondent all the way in Thailand, Denise Tan. Hello, Denise. What do you have for us?
Hi, Boom, Cheska. Good afternoon. I hope I'm coming in loud and clear. But you guys were talking about the success yesterday. Of course, one of the biggest success for one of the most beloved teams in the Philippines, Alas Pilipinas, after their straight set loss against Thailand. They wasted no time as they swept Singapore 25-13, 25-8, 25-18. Head coach Jorge Souza de Brito said that he was really happy about the fact that Alas, they understood that it's not about power, but it's when to use that power, adding that after their performance last night, he's confident that they are back on the right track. I was also able to talk to Angel Canino, and she shared that aside from wanting to approach the match with a different style, they also wanted to approach it with a different attitude. In their opening game against Thailand, though, kasi there was just this immense amount of pressure that stopped them from even feeling like themselves. But as soon as they started smiling after each point, I know parang gasgas na yan pakinggan and medyo cliche, but sabi niya, everything just felt lighter. She described it as the team reconnecting with each other and just them allowing things to flow as naturally as possible. Now, okay, everybody's asking, are they through to the semis? Alas women is now at 1-1. They will have to play the waiting game to see the result of the match between Thailand and Singapore. On paper, Thailand looks like they're gonna bag that win, but you never know, diba? So, aabangan natin ang resulta ng laban na yan. But hopefully, Alas women does get that second spot and move on to the semis. Ang balita natin dito, if they do that, they will be going up against Team Vietnam. Now, as for the men's team, Alas will be making their debut in the Huamak Indoor Stadium to play Myanmar later at 1 p.m. Philippine time. They're looking to regain a podium finish after their historic run in the FIVB Men's World Championship. Team captain Brian Baguna said their win in that competition proves they can go head-to-head with the world's best of the best. The last time our men's volleyball team won a medal was actually back there in the Philippines in 2019, and everyone just feels like now is the time to change that. Pagdating naman dun sa mga sinasabi nyo under the radar, isa dyan is our skateboarders or skaters. So there will be a skateboarding finals, and the Philippines will be represented by first Mazel Pares Alegado and Elizabeth Amador, who ranked first and third place in the women's park skateboarding semifinals, scoring 78.70 and 61.50 respectively. Games will start at 6 p.m. and later that evening, may isa pa, Jericho Kiko Francisco, a gold medalist in the 2019 edition of the SEA Games, will also battle for gold, and the men's park skateboarding finals scheduled at 8 p.m. Boom, Cheska?
All right, thank you very much, Denise. A quick question about, some people forget about Alas Filipinas. 9, I think, players are first-timers din dito sa SEA Games, Denise. So, can you tell us the contrast of the kind of mood after the Thailand match and then after that Singapore match? The way they played, the way they approached it, and just the general feeling right after, because that was a big win.
I mean, you could see it, Boom. It was undeniable. The body language was 0 to 100. Everyone was smiling. Everyone was, dancing on the sidelines. They were really celebrating each point. At kita mo sa galaw nila, they were not second-guessing themselves. And it translated into not just the skills, better reception, better playmaking, but also better communication. And I think talaga yung nagdala sa kanila into that third set, but that straight set win.
Right. Happy to see it, obviously. Dami nakalaro rin, ha?
Yeah.
Everybody, a lot of the girls from the bench were able to play.
And even with skateboarding, we have two 11-year-olds.
Wow!
Yes.
Parang Olympics
so
na, puro
Mazel
bata.
and Elizabeth are 11-year-olds. Wow. Mazel was a national champion at 10 years old.
Woo!
Grabe. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Denise
Denise.
Tan, and we will talk to you again soon.
All right, and when we return, we'll look back at a couple of special performances from Team Philippines Medal Haul yesterday.
This is Tibay at Tatag, mas pinalakas na Pilipinas sa 33rd Southeast Asian Games updates, powered by Arena Plus Sportsbook and brought to you by Signal TV, official broadcaster of Thailand 2025.
It's an extra challenge on the water, and Filipinos are diving into extreme water ski ready to make waves. Team Philippines hit Rabbit Lake in Thailand, showing skill in slalom ski, wakeboard, and the newest SEA Games event, wake surf. The Philippines clinched a bronze in both wakeboard with 112 points from Derek Hewitt, Eva De La Torre, Francesca Koo, and Mark Griffin. Mark, who competed in his fourth SEA Games at age 46, says the sport's growth keeps him coming back.
I mean, for me, I'm just so happy that I can still represent the country. I was part of the first wakeboard team, and now I'm in my fourth with all this new talent. And what I can say is the difference from then and now is that we have more support from the organizations. Again, WWASP, PSC, and the POC allows the new athletes to take advantage of my experience and the other coaches. And actually, for me, I think bronze is just the beginning. With a bit more training, in the next 2 years, we can aim even higher.
15-year-old Francesca, the youngest on the team, shared how happy she was to compete on the big stage.
2025 SEA Games is something I honestly never expected. I dream about it, I work for it, but I never thought that I'd actually be here. And now that it's real, all I can say is that my heart is full of gratitude and pride. Representing the Philippines is the greatest honor any athlete can carry, to wear our colors, to ride for our people, and to bring pride to the country.
For Derek, the bronze was a happy surprise.
I never really thought I'd see myself in this event because I haven't been wakeboarding too long. The fact that the team brought up a show and it worked out, I'm just like speechless, honestly. So, yeah.
In wake surf, Eric Ordonez, Susan Larson, and Jerry Jimenez made history as the first Pinoys to reach the finals, just missing the podium. With momentum building on the water, the waves ahead look even brighter for Team Philippines. All the way from Thailand, this is Denise Valdesancho. Tibay at Tatag, mas pinalakas na Pilipinas para sa 33rd SEA Games.
Well, there you go, Denise. Thank you very much. She perfectly finished off that report by saying sometimes it's not always about the medals, but the momentum that you carry, especially if you're a young participant, hopefully for the next SEA Games. In the meantime, our coverage of this 2025 Southeast Asian Games continues here on Tibay at Tatag, mas pinalakas na Pilipinas sa 33rd Southeast Asian Games updates, powered by Arena Plus Sportsbook, and of course brought to you by Signal TV, official broadcaster of Thailand 2025. All right, let's now do a quick recap of a couple of extra special golden performances from Team Philippines, starting with Olympian Filipina tanker Kayla Sanchez and Heather White. This one was great news from yesterday, Cheska. I'm sure you know about this. You've reported on it too. The duo made a splash in the women's 100-meter freestyle yesterday at the Sports Authority of Thailand Aquatic Center in Bangkok. Sanchez won the gold medal by clocking in at 54.82 seconds, while White came in second with a time of 55.36 seconds. They bested third placer Ting Wen Kwa of Singapore, who finished at 55.60 seconds. The Philippines' 1-2 sweep came just 2 days after they won the women's 4x100 freestyle relay alongside Shandy Chua. Sanchez is the first double gold medalist of Team Philippines in this edition of the SEA Games. Now, aside from that, the 24-year-old Olympian also copped a pair of bronze medals in the 50-meter backstroke and 200-meter freestyle.
Kayla Sanchez is definitely one of the standouts of Team Philippines in Thailand. And speaking of standouts, we've got to talk about the inspiring gold medal win of Filipino decathlete Hockett de los Santos. After 2 days of grueling 10-event track and field competitions, De Los Santos came out with the gold medal around his neck in men's decathlon. The 23-year-old athlete powered through to the finals with a total score of 6,917 points. He staved off Thailand's Sutisak Singkhon, who won silver, and bronze finisher Idan Fauzan Richsan of Indonesia. De Los Santos overcame a lot on his way to victory as he dealt with a nagging adductor strain that made him consider quitting during training.
Wow.
Luckily for Team Philippines, De Los Santos never gave up and delivered another gold. This is his second SEA Games medal, following a silver in the 2021 edition when he finished behind EJ Obiena in the pole vault.
Yeah, I love that you mentioned EJ Obiena there,
Yes.
where obviously you took the gold the last time. But, you know, speaking of EJ, he was also the man who gave Hockett De Los Santos a chance to join the Atletang Ayala. Remember the event here, the
Yes.
World Pole Vault event, as the only Filipino. And then he won his segment of the competition, the national competition. Hockett De Los Santos, a proud product, of course, of UST. So the confidence that he gained from the previous SEA Games to, you know, the inclusion in the World Pole Vault, the National Pole Vault finals, obviously, na lumalabas dito.
And for the people who are unfamiliar with everything that goes on in the decathlon, I'm sorry, like this guy competed 100-meter race, long jump, shot put, high jump, 400 meters, 110-meter hurdles, discus throw, pole vault, javelin throw, 1,500 meters.
In essence, he's a stud.
Oh,
Nakaka-insecure sabihin, pero he's a
alam mo
stud.
yung binabasa ko pa lang,
But yeah.
napagod na ako. Imagine just competing.
And that's what the decathlon athlete is all about. Quick, also, just on Kayla Sanchez and the confidence that she's bringing to the SEA Games after that Olympic stint is just through the roof. And we're seeing it in that double gold performance and double bronze performance for our swimming team, or for Kayla Sanchez in particular. So congratulations to the Filipino gold medalists and to the other medalists as well from Team Philippines. There's more to come, especially in athletics.
Of course, we will get a close look at that as well with a special report from another correspondent of ours in Thailand, Bea Escudero. Hi, Bea. What do you have for us?
Hi, Boom and Cheska. Team Philippines is really building serious momentum here in athletics now with a total of 5 medals, like what you guys mentioned. That is 2 gold and 3 bronze. We started with the biggest breakthrough. John Gabang Tolentino delivered the first of the gold medals in athletics for the Philippines, winning the men's 110-meter hurdles in record-breaking fashion. He clocked in at 13.66 seconds, shattering that long-standing SEA Games record. There you go on your screens. He was very, very quick. You know that John shared that it has been a very, very tough year for him. He has been dealing with injuries that made it difficult to even reach other international competitions. So making the SEA Games a true comeback for him. He also really did share how proud he was to share or to wear the country's pride and represent the Philippines on stage. And Boom and Cheska, you guys talked about it. Not long after, Hockett De Los Santos added another gold medal in the men's decathlon, finishing with 6,917 points. Hockett said that he was really just happy that he was able to survive the decathlon because, like what you shared, Cheska, it's 10 disciplines in track and field, and they do that in a span of 2 days. So for him, he said that, you know, it was far from easy after having to compete in those disciplines, but that moment became very emotional for him, especially after battling an injury that disrupted his training heading into the SEA Games, making this gold even more meaningful. And of course, we cannot forget about our bronze medalists as well. They really did keep the energy high, and they actually did start off, you know, the night for us in athletics. Jerilyn Rodriguez followed with bronze in the women's 400 meters, finishing in 53.40 seconds. And, you know, she shared how overwhelmed she was. She was very overwhelmed with her emotions after realizing that she had reached the podium. While Leonard Grospe capped the medal haul with bronze in the men's high jump, clearing 2.19 meters, which, you know, he was saying is such a huge achievement, especially after coming off a major injury that needed surgery. So with those 2 golds and 3 bronzes, we are secured of that, but we are definitely hopeful that more of that will come in the next coming days.
Thank you, Bea. Again, I'm glad you mentioned about those injuries, not because it's a happy topic, but it is something that all of us sometimes forget. Some of them already compete with injuries. You were talking about, Bea, John Cabang Tolentino. Those spate of injuries that you were talking about actually started in Paris when he injured himself, diba, after that first run and just wasn't the same anymore. So to see him bust out like that yesterday was just beautiful. It was beautiful to watch. All right. Thank you very much. Just like you, Bea. Are you really working? Look at you. You're looking so fresh. You look like you're still in the hotel the whole day. You know? You're fooling us. You're fooling us. No, we just miss you around here, Bea. Thank you very much for giving us your time. And good luck. Good luck with the next reports. All right. When we come back, we'll give you a rundown of what to expect from Team Philippines for the rest of the day at the 33rd Southeast Asian Games. Stay with us. Thanks for joining us. You're still watching Tibay at Tatag. Mas pinalakas sa Filipinas sa 33rd Southeast Asian Games updates powered by Arena Plus Sportsbook and brought to you by Signal TV, official broadcaster of Thailand 2025. All right. One of the most awaited events in the 33rd Southeast Asian Games is tennis, particularly the women's singles because of a name called Alex Eala. Her popularity worldwide rose significantly this year, and here are a few reasons why. Eala, a product of the Rafael Nadal Tennis Academy in Spain, she first put the sports world on notice when she conquered the US Open girls singles back in 2022. In the women's circuit, Eala started to climb the ranks, having won multiple titles in the International Tennis Federation Tour. She started making noise in the WTA this year when she defeated actually two former world number one, Iga Swiatek, Madison Keys, all at the Miami Open. Eala then won her first WTA crown in September after ruling the Guadalajara 125 Open. As a member of the national team, she's been to the podium a bunch of times during the 2021 Southeast Asian Games and the Asian Games in 2022. Her world ranking went as high as 50 not too long ago. It is now steady at 52. No wonder Alex Eala is one of Team Philippines' flag bearers in the 33rd Southeast Asian Games.
And you mentioned her ranking. She actually climbed up from 143 Her highest ranking is 50. Again, you mentioned she's steady at 52. And the thing is, we are all excited because the Philippines will finally get to see her play on home soil.
Today?
In January.
Oh, in home soil, yeah.
Home soil in
Oh,
January.
just before she goes to the Australian Open.
I think it's after the
Or after pa pala.
I think it's
Okay.
going to happen. The
At the time.
WTA Tour is going to make a stop here in the Philippines.
For the first time, right?
I think end of January.
Yeah? Oh,
So-
end of January. Okay.
So I know the Philippines is excited to see her on
Yeah.
home soil competing.
You also, just to quickly finish that rise of hers, it was meteoric, diba? It was
Right.
so quick because of the kind of achievements and the kind of players that she beat at the world stage.
All right, Eala headlines the country's tennis campaign. She is now through to the round of 16 after earning a bye in the first round. She will face either Shihomi Leong of Malaysia or Alia Vongdala of Laos in the next phase. Eala's side of the draw could also lead to a showdown with Indonesia's Priska Nugroho, her frequent doubles partner in the international circuit.
Now, let's also say that in the world of sports, as you know, tennis, okay, let's talk about tennis. No matter, obviously, in terms of names, she's the biggest right now in Southeast Asia.
Yep.
Ranking, she's the highest, which also puts a lot of pressure on her. And it's no guarantee that she will be successful. We all pray for that, obviously. But just like anything, Jessica, as you know this very well, you have to play the game.
Yes.
And sometimes there are days that, will agree with you, sometimes they won't. We're hoping that the experience that Alex has gotten throughout the year will pull her through even on the tougher days. That's what I always say about, these guys.
That experience, that meteoric rise, she beat Clara Towson in the U.S.
Yun pa
Open.
pala.
And you mentioned Iga Swiatek, Madison Keys, Yelena Ostapenko.
Yeah.
And the entire nation was so enraptured by
Yeah,
this.
right.
She is the most Googled Filipino, by the way, of
Is she
2020.
now?
Yes, she is the most Googled Filipino. And you have to also love her for opening up an entire new world for sports fans. Because obviously we have basketball, we have volleyball, and now people are paying attention to tennis.
Yeah, other than just
Because
boxing
there is a
and all
Filipino.
that. Yeah. Representing
Yes,
us.
boxing, billiards.
Yeah,
tennis.
and representing us well too, not only from a sporting standpoint, but just the way
The
she
overall
is. Correct.
demeanor and
correct.
character.
And that's Alex Eala for you. Well, we can't wait to see Alex in action. But for now, let's have a look at the schedule of Team Philippines for today. Okay, and I think Denise mentioned this earlier. 1:30 p.m. Alas Filipinas men. They debut and they take the spotlight in volleyball this time as they take on Myanmar.
Starting at 3 p.m., top-notch boxing action will unfold, headlined by the Philippines' two-time Olympic medalist Nesty Petesio.
Later in the evening, 5 p.m., the Philippine women's futsal team faces off against Malaysia. I'm so excited for that too.
Oh, yeah. Then at 6:30 p.m., the Philippine women's hockey squad battles it out against their Indonesian counterparts. And that is just one slice of the pie in Team Philippines' hectic schedule, but we will continue to give you all the updates as the Filipino athletes continue to fight for those coveted medals. And of course, you can catch Team Philippines in action at the 33rd Southeast Asian Games on One Sports Plus, RPTV, and on Signal Channel 261, as well as the One Sports YouTube account.
All right, no excuse for you not to watch. And that's it for us here on Tibay at Tatag. Mas pinalakas ng Pilipinas sa 33rd Southeast Asian Games updates. Of course, powered by Arena Plus Sportsbook. Brought to you by Signal TV, official broadcaster of Thailand 2025. Support our national athletes as they represent the country at the SEA Games with pride. I'm Boom Gonzalez.
And I'm Cheska Litoncalao. Stay tuned for our continuing coverage and live updates in the following days.